Hey everyone, and welcome to Rabid Mining, and today we're going to look at CPU mining, more specifically Monero Ocean, which is a profit switching pool for your CPU. And as you can see, we are hashing away at about 14,600 mark plus minus 30 or 40 on a Ryzen 9 3900X with Corsair Vengeance RGB 3200 MHz CL16 RAM. One more thing to point out, that we are running about 63 degrees Celsius while mining. So first things first, you're obviously going to need a wallet. I use Exodus, however you want to pronounce it, but that's what I use. This is currently, I have 0.8916827 XMR Monero in my wallet from mining the past couple months. As you can see here, it takes me about November 10th to 23rd, so it took me 13 days for this payout, and it was 16.51 Canadian. We'll look at that. So 16.51, we'll divide that by 13. So I'm currently making $1.27 a day, and when I first started mining, I was actually making about $1.50, $1.60 when Monero prices were a lot less, because I was mining a lot more. But as crypto picks up, we are seeing an influx of hash rate, and people are just mining it more, so difficulty went up, and we are actually making less. So anyway, that's what I'm currently making as of now, is $1.27 a day. That's not too bad. But once you have your wallet and everything, you need to tune your CPU. Now, I'm using a Ryzen 3900X. I originally just built this computer for my gaming PC and my YouTube editing machine, because I actually have a gaming channel before I was even into crypto mining. So I just built this for YouTube and gaming, and then all of a sudden I started going into the crypto space, and I was like, I wonder how this does. And it turns out it's probably one of the best CPUs to mine on XMR, RandomX, pretty much anything that uses a CPU to mine. And the big thing with it is it's RAM dependent. I'm not sure about Intel because I haven't mined on Intel, but you do need decent RAM. Mine is 3200 megahertz. I do have 32 gig. You can get away with 8, even 16 gig. You don't need massive amounts unless you're like running a Threadripper or something. But the 3900X, I'm using 32 gig, and it's running 3200 megahertz at CL16 RAM. So I've seen numbers where if you actually have CL14 RAM, you can be pulling around 16,000, a little over 16,200, maybe 16,400 hashes per second with the 3900X. And just to get the CPUs out of the way, they are still new, but the 5000 series is only getting a couple hundred more. So to save money, you can actually get the 3000 series over the 5000 series if it's strictly for mining. So just so you know. Now we're going to get into tuning, how I tuned it, and best settings that I currently found for my system. First thing you're going to want to do is get your RAM timings all set and tightened up. Like I stated, CL14 is the best RAM you can get, but I'm using 16. You can take DRAM calculator and throw that up there. It did not work for my sticks RAM, whether it was on the easy mode or high performance. None of the modes would work for me. So I actually just went through, swapping through all my BIOSes here. Here you can see the beta. I never use this one. I always use the complete versions. And I found between every one that F11 seemed to work best for me. So just with F11 on me, XMP profile enabled, and that has the tightest timings and gave me the best performance out of all the BIOSes. All the other ones, it seems, even though they have memory improvement compatibilities, it seems, but didn't seem to work for me. And I was actually losing anywhere from 800 to 1200 hashes between each one. So this one hit me to the 14,600 mark. Now that is not with just this. There's still some more tuning to do. Right here's my original settings. I went with the 4.1 gigahertz all-core overclock. That's what I used to mine. I was getting around 14,200. That's at 1.2375 volts. Now Jim from Red Panda Mining Discord actually pointed me out to, where is it here? CTR. Let it load up here. As you can see, here it is. And what it is, it's actually kind of like a tuner for Ryzen processors, kind of like the DRAM calculator. So what you do is you pretty much sit here, start, it'll benchmark it. It'll go through every single core, it'll go through voltages, and it pretty much finds the best settings for you. Then you can save a profile. As you can see, here's all the settings for me. You can apply it, good to go. Once I just did this for the initial test, and then I no longer use it, but it does help you overclock your CPU. And now I just punched everything in the Ryzen master. As you can see, 4.25 on all 6 of these threads. I got 4.1 on these 3 and 4.125 on these 3 here. And it's sitting at 1.25 volts. Now, depending on your system, you can give it a little more, give it a little less. Try and bring it down a bit more if you would like. But this is where I'm sitting at. It seems pretty stable. I haven't had any crashes, so it seems to be good to go on this point on my system anyway. Once you get your CPU all tuned up and ready, you can look for your miner. Now we are using Monero Ocean here for a couple of reasons. It is a profit switching algorithms for your CPU. And on top of things, it's a 0% pool fee, which is a bonus. And it uses XMRig. You can use this. You can get the normal one, but it does have a 1% dev fee. So MO here is for Monero Ocean, XMRig. It's XMRig, but it has an actual 0% dev fee. So you don't have to pay any fees when using this. It profit switch, so it's just a win-win. Unless you severely love the network, you can use support XMR or something. They also have a live chat while you're mining to everyone that's mining on there, so you can chat and get help that way. They're a bunch of good group of people, and you can get talking, ask any questions you want if you need help. But here, yeah, MO XMRig is what we're going to use. Now we're setting it up here. We'll just take a quick peek. Where do I have mine? Miners, CPU, Monero. This is the updated version here. Now we'll go to our config for a quick setup here. All you got to do is scroll down, and it'll be all. This will have XXXs and everything in it. So you're going to want to find your CPU. Obviously, this is a modern CPU, so we have 101.28, as you can see here in our port. And then you just throw in your XMR address. It'll say put your XMR address here, so just throw it down there. And you're good to go. You close that up, close that, and then you just run it. I guess I got to be back in there. So we'll just go back into that because there is something I got to point out. Go to miners, CPU, Monero Ocean. Because it's a profit switching, you are going to, it'll do an algorithm check. If you've ever used NiceHash, it's that. It kind of just does a benchmark on all the different algorithms. But you are going to want to run it as an administrator, because if you don't, you will not get huge pages. Now I have this set up default to run as admin wherever I have that. Yeah, right there. So here we'll close that. Actually, I can't really run it right now because then it'll glitch out my recording because I'm recording on the desktop. But make sure you run that as an administrator so it loads huge pages. You might have to do a system restart. Once you do that, it'll say system detected, please restart, and then you'll just close it, restart your computer, redo it, run admin, and it'll run through benchmarks for you. And then once it's done its benchmarkings, you should be good to go. Now there is a little script here for testing that I do have. I will have this in the description if you want to use it. So this loop here is pretty much when you're testing it. When I was first started mining XMR, I'd wake up in the morning and my miner would actually quit. It'd just be sitting here, but it wouldn't be open down here because my overclocks are wrong, or your system would reboot. But this is actually to keep it from running, as I will try to point out. Hopefully it doesn't glitch anything here. So I'm going to load it. Now I'm just going to close it right away before it cancels. Now you see it goes. Now say you're sleeping right now. Then all of a sudden, boom, it'll just kick back in. So you don't have to worry about your miner crashing on you. So I will have that in the description. You can just copy it. When you're done, make sure you do save it as a bat file. You will have to go to all files, and at the end, put .bat. Save it that way. Make sure you have it inside your folder though, which is wherever I have it here. Let's go here. Miners, CPU, Monero Ocean. There you see, right there. That's my start file, and it'll just keep doing that until you get your overclocks. Once your system is set for a couple days, you know it hasn't gone down, then you don't have to use that anymore. But I always like to use it that way. If anything happens on the home or whatever, it'll just restart if it does go down. But another thing, you might not want that to happen. What if your CPU or something starting to catch on fire, or it's overheating? Then obviously you don't want it to keep restarting itself, so still got to watch it every once in a while, make sure nothing goes wrong. Anyway, I hope this helps you guys figure out how to mine XMR Monero, or if you want to know anything else, any other pools or anything, let me know. I will try to figure out other coins to mine directly and see which ones are most profitable, but for now it seems like XMR is the most profitable for CPUs. So thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys on the next one, and Rabid out.